Welcome back, friends. So in this part we will be creating our first server that is running on Node.js with the help of Express, and will also connect to Mongoose. So my Mongoose is already running, and I am using this MongoDB Compass Community Edition to connect to my database and see all the databases here. Okay, and let's create our first app. So to create the app, what I'll do, I'll create another constant, name it app, and this will equal to express, and I'll call it as a function. Okay, now with this app uh, object, you can say it has got different methods. So the first method that I'll type here is of course app.listen. So this listen function creates your server and starts it basically. So it requires a port number. So I'll give it a port number as 3000 sorry 3000 for the time being, and then we'll give it a call back here. Okay, so I'm using this arrow function, also known as the fat arrow function. This is new to ES6. Okay, and we'll be using this function throughout the course. So you simply type two parentheses followed by this arrow and then two curly braces. Okay, so what do we want? We want to show in the console that our server is running, and I can use single quotes or double quotes or this backticks, which are also known as template strings. Okay, this is found just below the escape key on your keyboard and on the left of your digit 1. Okay, so I'll type server is running on port number 3000. Okay, let's see if this gives us any output in the console or not. So npm start. If you remember, we created this command here with the help of this scripts what do you call declaration here. I declared a start script that will call my nodemon app.js file. So let's hit that command, execute that command, and see what happens. Okay, so we got this output here. Server is running on port 3000. But of course, if I go back to the browser and try to access this URL, it will give me an error because there are no routes defined for this default home page. Okay, so we'll do that next. But in order to do that, I'll have to configure this app or express rather. Okay, so I'll put a comment here, configure express. So I'll put app.use here. So .use is a function to define middleware. So what a middleware is we can define middleware as a plugin which you can use to enhance the experience of your application and its functionality. Right now what I'm doing I want to do express.json because I want my data to be in the JSON format. Earlier there is a package known as body parser. We had to use that package to have this .json function available using middlewares, but that is not required anymore. So with the latest update in Express, that is already inbuilt. Also, you have to type app.use express.url encoded, and we'll type extended. I have to type here, let's a sec, extended. Yeah, so this is a function, of course. Okay, and inside this we will pass a configurational object that will have a key extended set to true. Okay, all right, so now if you remember, we created this public folder, and we want to use it, right? We want all our static files to be published here inside this public folder. So to link it using Express, I would also need another package here, which is an inbuilt package that comes along with your node, which is the path module. Okay, that is, you don't have to install it once you have the node installed in your system. So we'll use that app.use express.static method here. So we want a static path, and we'll use the path constant here and use the join method. So the join method joins two paths together. So the first will be my directory name. So this underscore underscore director name refers to the directory of this file. So this file is in the root directory, so it will refer to C users, my name, webstrom project, CMS tutorial. Okay, and we want it to join with public. Okay, so if you put a comma, then single quotes, and the folder name here. That's done. All right, so let's create our first route here. So I'll put a comment here, routes. Okay, just to demonstrate how you can access and create simple API. So this forward slash indicates your root directory or root folder rather. Okay, so we'll pass it a function with a response and a request object here, and again using the fat arrow syntax. So what I want, so anybody who tries to access the localhost 2000 page should get a response saying welcome to the CMS app. This won't have any formatting, anything, it will just plain text, but at least you will not get any errors like currently we are getting here. Okay, so my app has restarted with the help of nodemon, and if I just go back here, hit the refresh button, oh, res.send is not a function, of course, should be request then res. Okay, save it, refresh. There we go, we have the welcome to the CMS app displayed on the browser, which is good. Okay, so let's continue, and let's also configure our database before Express here. Configure Mongoose to connect to MongoDB. So we'll use the Mongoose variable here, Mongoose, and we'll use the connect method here. So this connect method expects a string to the database, and you cannot use HTTP protocol here because MongoDB uses a different protocol known as MongoDB. Then the server name and the port, so it's 27017. As you can see, it's the default port on which MongoDB runs locally, and that you can find here in the shell. Basically it's a port number, and then you can put any database name like CMS tutor or underscore tutorial. Okay, this database need not to be present at this moment, and as soon as I do that, you see this warning and it's telling me to use this option. I'll simply go ahead here and copy it, and after putting a comma I can put in options here. I'll put this as an option. Okay, so this connect method returns a promise, so to get the actual data we will use the dot then function here, and we'll get a response back. Okay, we don't want to use that object in this callback function. What we'll do, we'll simply type console.log MongoDB connected successfully, and we'll also catch any errors. So I'll use the catch statements. If there are any errors, I want to console.log database connection failed. Okay, save it, and in this console you should see MongoDB connected. We give it some time. I hope it's correct. Unhandled promise rejection. All right, let me see the database here. I hope it's still running. It says database connection failed. All right, so it's MongoDB should work. Let me just change the name here. CMS or tutorial. Okay, give it a sec. I think I have to restart the MongoDB client maybe. Then catch. It should work actually. Localhost 27017/tutorial. Looks good to me. Let me quickly restart my app here and restart my database. Okay, I'm gonna restart the database. Okay, and of course restart my server now. Go. Yep, so it worked this time. You see, so I think the connection was stuck somewhere. Alright, so we have this working now. In the next tutorial, we will be configuring some other middlewares, and we'll do some more import statements here, or required statements. Okay, so till then, I hope you are liking this series, and if you have any suggestions or comments, feel free to do so, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.